Have you ever wondered exactly why Etsy fees do not matter? And when you hear people talk about the fees, it's only because they're angry and they want to get off of Etsy and onto their own platform. Here's a big misconception that you do not hear when you hear of people leaving platforms like Etsy. The number one thing is that they're usually a very, very established business, meaning they have return customers that, in my opinion, when I'm reviewing and watching these videos, they're not giving themselves enough credit for building up that customer base. So for beginners and novice that are new to selling and don't have that customer base, they hear that and they're like, oh, I should get off Etsy because it's expensive. I should never get on Etsy in the first place because the fees are astronomical. And I should build on other platforms like Shopify or anything like that. But here's the deal. Here's what they are missing. And this is what I love to coach people on every single day in my programs and in person and on YouTube, emails, things like that. If I brought you a customer to your door and said, hey, I have Molly here and Molly wants a sweatshirt. She's willing to pay you and you're just go give Tanner a small commission, right? 15%. I've never had someone say, no, Tanner, like if you have me a customer, I would love to take it. I'm like, that's what Etsy's doing for you right now if you allow it. If you let them, they could be pairing you up with amazing buyers. Having an Etsy shop is very similar to having a craft fair that is open 24/7. I coach people very, very often and try to share why they should spend the time to work on their Etsy shop instead of going every weekend to craft fairs that they can't control, that they pay hundreds of dollars to attend, that you have to have a ton of merchandise to actually sell and invest, meaning you have to have a ton of money and inventory to even go. But with an Etsy shop, you don't have to. So here's the deal. I'm teaching a brand new masterclass for the first time ever. We have spent over the last 18 months testing, building, and growing Etsy shops. We know what is working right now with no social media following, how to get started with a brand new shop, and so much more. We recently had someone pay us over $40 for a sweatshirt. And when I saw that they paid $40 for this sweatshirt, that was the moment for me. That's when I realized Etsy fees do not matter. They simply do not matter because here's the deal. You're going to pay 20 cents to list an item. You're going to pay a 6.5% transaction fee. But what you do not realize, which I'm about to fill you in on, is that whether you are on a platform like Shopify or whether you're on a platform like Etsy, Etsy's bringing you the customer. Shopify isn't. Shopify and other platforms, you charge hundreds of dollars a month to just have a shop. But here's what a lot of people don't tell you. You have a doing business cost of 2.7 to 3% to just take credit cards. When you are swapping your card at any merchant, at the grocery store, at Costco, wherever you may be, someone is paying over 2% to manage that transaction. I pay 2.7% on every dollar that someone pays me on my own website, makersgonnalearn.com. But I think people forget about that when they just hear 6.5%, right? So here's what I want you to know. Etsy is charging transaction fees, possibly sometimes a startup fee. It depends on if they're in a promotion or not. A listing fee of 20 cents and that transaction fee of 6.5, pretty much. There's other fees, but they're very relative and they come and they go. But those are the main ones that you want to consider. That is the cost of entering their pool of sellers to connect with their pool of buyers. If you take the big corporation Etsy off the table and you replace it with a face like mine or just anyone else in general, you would probably feel a lot different about the value exchange, right? Because what I love about Etsy that I think a lot of people don't think about is that Etsy is doing the part most of us don't enjoy doing. Etsy is going out there, finding the buyers, and y'all, it's expensive to run ads. We spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on running ads to our own programs, offers, trainings, things like that. So, as somebody who runs ads, if you're a beginner, I highly encourage you to enjoy someone else doing it for you. Now, what I also love to consider is the way you start isn't the way you're going to end. As you get out there, as you build up a client base, as you get aware of what it takes to market, sell, grow, you learn what people actually want to pay for and what they don't. This is just step one in your entrepreneur journey, right? This is an amazing opportunity to have a side hustle. Alicia in our office and here on the channel has been testing a ton for us at work that during our Makers Gonna Learn summer break, she went hard and launched her very own Etsy shop, selling some amazing files. And here's what happened. She had over 100 sales within 60 days, and she is just working to perfect her files, add more, and grow. Who knows, what could be possible for her once she adds some file bundles and things like that. I mean, she's already getting 4 to 5 consistent orders a day within 60 to 90 days. It's pretty incredible in such a short amount of time. If we looked at how many hours she's worked on it, she's been paid a really amazing hourly rate, and that is only going to continue to go up. So whether you want to make and sell your own crafts, whether you want to learn print on demand, or you want to sell your own digital files, we have been testing all of this. Every single one of these categories have been tested, and I'm teaching all of it at my brand new upcoming masterclass. I'm teaching it very, very soon. It's the 5 shifts to making your next or your first craft sale, and I don't want you to miss it. I highly encourage you to be there on the 15th at 8 p.m. of September and get registered for that night, because there's something super secret coming that you want to be the first to hear about. All right? Let me know what your questions are in the comments down below. I'll be making some follow-up videos and helping you guys understand more and more about what this looks like, where people get it wrong, and how you can get it right. I'll teach that first thing at the workshop. See you guys there.